Now, Friday Night Football, presented by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Welcome to week 2 of News Center 16's Friday Night Football. I'm Alex Wilcox.
And I'm Mark Skoll Jr. It was an action-packed night where a lot went down. We witnessed a powerhouse go down, a couple of games that came down to the wire, and we even witnessed some history.
Yeah, let's kick things off with our Monteith's Best One Spotlight game of the week. Adams hosting Lowell at the newly renovated school field. And check this out. The first ball that was ever used on school field was showcased before tonight's Adams game against Lowell. As for the game itself, Adams came out red hot. Second play of the game, Ira Armstead finds Trey Gray down the sideline. No one was catching him. Touchdown, Eagles. And that sets up the moment we've been waiting for. Eagles head coach Antoine Jones recruited Amanda Abner from the girls soccer team to kick for them, and she knocks it through the uprights. Abner fired up as she's the first ever female to score a point for the Adams football team. Awesome moment for her. But the Eagles kept it going. Later in the first quarter, Armstead steps back and rifles it to Gray again for the touchdown as the Eagles take the 14-0 lead. Lowell had their chances, but they couldn't take advantage. Here the Red Arrows miss a field goal. Adams takes down Michigan powerhouse Lowell 33-6. Now, before the game, Antoine Jones told us that he thought Lowell was sleeping on them. Boy, was he right.
Oh, huge win for Adams, getting the W in their first game on the turf at school field.
All right, Marion looking to get the Michael Davidson era off to a 2-0 start, hosting Glenn. The Knights were up 28-0 at the half. They kind of packed it in from there. Third quarter, Falcons trying to get something going, but big Kelvin Hemingway clogging up the middle, gets the third down stuff and forces Glenn to punt. Later in the quarter, Falcons get the ball back. Zach Nieswender hits Garrett West for the nice gain. First down, Glenn inside Marion territory. They looked like they might score, but then on fourth down, Paul Klein comes flying off the edge for the Knights. They rule it an incomplete pass, not a sack, but either way, the defense gets off the field. Marion wins big, 28-7.
Now Bremen hosting Riley in their home opener. First offensive play for the Lions. Nathan Mullen up the middle for 40 yards. That would set up Bremen in Riley territory. The Lions cap off that drive with this touchdown pass from Ryan Caldwell to Sam Huffman. Bremen jumps out to the 7-0 lead midway through the first. But Riley answers right back after a couple of big plays from Jalen Jennings. The Wildcats give it to Jalen Cummings, who scampers into the end zone. Riley would miss the 2-point conversion, making it 7-6 with 3 minutes left in the first. Start of the second, Bremen threatening. Mullen coming up big again, barreling to pay dirt. Lions up 14-6, and they go on to win this one, actually, 42-12.
Jimtown looking for their first win and their first points of the season this week, taking on the Washington Panthers. We pick things up in the second half. Jimtown with the 14-0 lead, and they're adding to it. Quarterback Clay Campbell finds Dustin Whitman down the sidelines. He's so fired up for the score, he's doing somersaults in the end zone. Very next possession, Washington trying to get on the board, but it's a fumble. The fumble gives Jimtown the ball back in Panther territory, giving their fans plenty to cheer about. The Jimmies are able to capitalize on the turnover. Jared Lyle punches this one in to put the Jimmies up by 4 touchdowns. It's another shutout for Jimtown this week, this time in their favor. Jimmies trump Washington 35-0. Elsewhere in the NIC, Penn starts the season 2-0 with a 28-16 win over Merrillville, and New Prairie demolishes Clay 55-0.
Now, battle of the undefeateds between the St. Joe Indians and the Northridge Raiders, and it was a defensive battle to be exact. Indians quarterback Ashton Roskowski has nowhere to go but right into the midst of junior linebacker Tanner Baber. But the Indians brought some defense too. You have to see this play. Julius Graber looks for Aiden Berger down the sideline, but what an effort by St. Joe's Noah Hickey to make sure that ball wasn't caught though. But scary moment near the end of the first half. Senior St. Joseph defensive lineman Josh Crudup had to be carted off the field. Didn't have any movement in his right side, but he was able to do the Indian chop as he was wheeled off. We are told he's in good shape. But how about some scoring? St. Joe's junior running back John Driscoll gets the rock here and extends the ball to the goal line for the touchdown. Indians win 10-0.
And the excitement was high this morning at Adams High School for our Friday morning pep rally presented by Monteith's Best One.
Football players, cheerleaders, and the rest of the student body came together to get pumped up for their first home game.
And if this looks like fun, it could be coming to your school next. Every week, we'll pick 3 upcoming Friday Night Football matchups from around Michiana.
Then get you to make the final call on who will be our featured matchup and host a pep rally the next week.
The matchups for next Friday feature Riley hosting Adams, South Bend St. Joe hosting Marion in the Holy War, and Wawasee hosting Northridge. Here's a look at where the votes stand right now. South Bend St. Joe, no surprise at all there. The Holy War dominating in this one. They've got 73% of the vote.
Now Riley, they're in second. They've got 20%, so they're far behind.
Yeah, they're far behind. Wawasee, though, they're even further far behind. They've got just 7% of the vote, but hey, there's still a lot of time left. Make sure to go to WNDU.com and vote for your favorite school. We still have a whole lot more left on tonight's edition of Friday Night Football.
We have the Battle of the Creeks up in Michigan, and you don't want to miss it. Plus, Valpo takes on Mishawaka on a Friday night thriller. Highlights from the back-and-forth game are up next.
Now, back to Friday Night Football.
Welcome back into News Center 16's Friday Night Football, and we're just getting started here.
We have 4 more games for you guys that you don't want to miss, and we're going to show you the best game of the night right now.
Yeah, Mishawaka had their home opener tonight against Valpo. The Cavemen debuting their fancy new video board. Looking good, guys. We go to the third quarter, Mishawaka down 20-14. 4th down, and they elect to go for it, and the gamble pays off big time. Bradley Taylor breaks off a huge 17-yard run to keep the Cavemen drive alive. And just a few plays later, Christopher Harness takes it up the middle, breaks a tackle, and high steps into the end zone for the touchdown. Mishawaka retakes the lead 21-20. 4th quarter, Vikings trying to answer. 3rd down for Valpo. CJ Opperman sacked by Derek Dawson. Huge defensive stop for the Cavemen. Mishawaka knocks off Valparaiso 29-20.
Now, Elkhart Central hoping the Pirate flag would scare away Goshen Friday night. And right off the bat, the Pirate flag is doing this trick. Goshen's Wesley Van Hoosier looking for the slot, but he finds a man that's not his. Central's Sunrise Price with the pick 6, giving fans plenty to cheer about right away. And later in the first, Central's ball and Drew Marlowe parting the red, well, basically white sea, gliding into the end zone to give his team a 2-touchdown lead. Still in the first, Goshen's Wesley Van Hoosier fires one off, but the wide receivers got butterfingers and the ball slipping right through his fingers. And it's Price again with the pick, falling just short of the goal line. Central later will score, setting up Ryan Mullins for the extra point, and the kick is good. Mullins splits it right down the middle. Elkhart Central up 21-0, still in the first, and Goshen is trying to get back into this one now, but Central's defense is putting down the stop. Elkhart Central rolls over Goshen 52-6. Wow. That game might not have been very close. Our next 2 games out in Michigan came down to the very end. That's right, these 2 games came down to the wire with some fantastic finishes. Get ready for the Battle of the Battle Creeks. Harper Creek High School takes on the Tigers at Benton Harbor. First quarter, the Tigers' Davis Quindarius fields a punt, and the Beavers' Drew Mitchell punches it out. Battle Creek's ball, and a few plays later, Battle Creek quarterback Sam Bustler hands off to Gavin Tooman, and he takes off and scores the game's first touchdown. Benton Harbor's faithful keeping the faith. However, the Tigers offense couldn't get rolling early as Ronald Roseberg gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. But the Tiger defense did their part here. They hold the Beavers only to a field goal. That would make it 10-0 Harper Creek. However, the Tigers would storm back as they go on to defeat the Beavers 19-7.
Now the other Battle Creek game, the St. Joseph Bears taking on Battle Creek Central. We pick up the game just before halftime. St. Joe has taken the 13-7 lead. Check this out, the play of the night. Central's Jermaine Morris finds Keandre Glass in the end zone. Oh my goodness, what a snag. That ties the game at 13. The Bears, though, still have high hopes. But the Morris to Glass connection could not be stopped. Another fantastic grab by Glass gives Battle Creek the 20-13 lead. The Bearcats go on to win this one 34-27.